700,000 followers. Fortnite.
I wish people could see your face while they're doing this. Like,
They
if
can.
you gotta
They
check
will
out
be
the
able
YouTube
to.
video.
But we're gonna have the things on here too, guys. And by the way, Ninjas was also Fortnite as well.
Oh,
now I don't know if Justin's crying because of how funny this is, or because he's really sad. He's really sad to see these people go.
I'm gonna go with the first one, the former.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Game Wild, episode 25.
Oh boy.
Goodbye, Mixer. Goodbye, Mixer.
This is gonna be a hell of an episode.
Or not.
Oh god. Yeah.
Anyways, guys, yes. So we're gonna jump right in. There is gonna be no question of the week. We are still gonna have Ruffhouse deals, and we are still going to have the game releases, because we did skip over those last week because we had an amazing interview.
Yes.
And we want to just go out one more time and make a thank you for that interview. It couldn't have been possible without Jarnod.
Otherwise known as or shit. How do we pronounce his name? I forget. Oh god.
It's Jardon.
Jardon. Okay. So it's
Jardon
not
Lightheart.
Jordan. Not Jordan.
No,
It's
not
Jardon
Jordan.
Lightheart because he's German.
Yep.
I remember that. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Whew.
And if you guys don't remember or haven't heard the interview, please listen to it. It's about a brand new game that they're working on called Orb Rivals, which is a 3-on-3 sports game that should rival the likes of a oh my gosh, what's the name of that game
Rocket
again?
League. Rocket League.
Wait,
I just realized something too. We still screwed it up. It's not that. It's Jordan.
Jordan.
It's Jordan.
That's right. Because Jarnod is his Discord name.
That's his. Now we're mixing up his Discord tag.
We're mixing it together.
It's
Jordan.
Jordan. Everybody, give us a break, all right? It's spelled Jordan, all right, and it's just really weird pronunciation, okay?
But he gets it. He gets it, and he's cool. So
awesome
we
time
thank
with him.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you again. And guys, through our hard works and efforts at PAX, we were able to get him on. Mm-hmm. And I would like to let everyone know that we are currently working on a second company to come on board to take a look and listen to our podcast, but also interview them about their new game that's coming out. Mm-hmm. So more to come on that, guys. We do have the name and everything, but I don't want to release it yet because
it's a surprise.
I want to speak to them. But I think a lot of people who enjoy wrestling games may enjoy this
hint,
one.
Hint,
so,
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yep. So that's going to be exciting, but for now, we have all this news about Mixer shutting down on July 22nd. When this system first came out, or this platform, I should say, first came out, what were your thoughts? Because I had some pretty strong thoughts about what Mixer was when it first appeared on the scene to kind of rival Twitch. And since you've been like really hardcore into the streaming stuff and everything, I wanted to get your take first on what was your first impressions of Mixer when you saw it, because I remember mine, and I bet you dollars to donuts mine is vastly different than yours.
It might be, I don't know, we'll see. So my very first impression, because really when let's go back even a step further. When I very first heard about Mixer before Ninja signed with them, because there's a very big difference between before and after Ninja signed.
This is all pre. We're gonna make big time contracts for streamers. This was like when Mixer was. I heard of Mixer in its inception before it was technically a big Microsoft product. I believe it didn't start off as a Microsoft product, and then it became a Microsoft product. But I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look into the history of that. But all I can say is my first thought was, okay, it's not a bad thing to have more competition for Twitch, just because it means that the video game market as a whole is growing. But I was just like, why would anybody switch from Twitch? I mean, that was my first thought, was there's already such a big consumer base on Twitch and such a big audience on Twitch. It's like, what was the reasoning to actually go to Mixer? And Mixer never, I think, throughout this whole thing, never really gave anybody that one solid reason to like, okay, this is the platform you need to be on because of X. and it just never happened.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
For me, it was gimmick. Okay.
Oh, you thought gimmick? Okay. All right.
I felt like there was a lot of gimmicks. They were doing a lot more interview streaming. Like they were really hardcore into the E3s and stuff. Not that Twitch wasn't, but I felt like Mixer was pushing it a little bit stronger in regards to the channels they had available to stream different things, where Twitch kind of still felt like it was still in its niche, which was we're going to be streaming video gamers and that's our thing. And Mixer was, and maybe it was because it was a Microsoft product and they had the money behind it, not that Twitch didn't at the time, because it's still tough to remember if Twitch was an Amazon product when Mixer came out, or if Twitch was purchased once Mixer came out, that
No,
kind
no,
of
no,
thing,
no. Twitch
right?
Twitch was purchased by Amazon. It was originally I know this because my name is Justin.
Yeah, JTV.
It was Justin.tv, and
right.
he sold it. The guy who made it, his name was Justin. He sold it to Amazon. This was far before Mixer came out. This was way before Mixer.
So Mixer being a more of a gimmicky product at the start, it looked like, because they were doing a lot more, hey, this is going to be a platform where you can stream video games, but we're also going to stream video game news and things like that. And they had like weekly things and stuff, which I think Twitch is doing now anyways, but I think they kind of, pushed that off. And to your point, I think it was a good thing because it made Twitch have to rethink its strategies in some respects. But I still think Twitch was right. You don't have to pay people big bucks to survive. And Twitch is looking pretty clean coming out of this, if you ask me, because their biggest streamer, which, is Ninja, or was Ninja, I should say, decided to sign a big contract with Mixer. And guys, Google it. There's tons of crap about what happened in the fallout between Ninja and Twitch when he moved to Mixer. But at the end of the day, Ninja came out pretty clean too, because he got $30 million, really only had to work for a year and a half, because once he's released from the contract, he can do whatever he wants, and he's getting paid for that contract. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun on all this stuff. My apologies, but the point being here is that Twitch didn't have to push out all that money that could have possibly put them in a huge hole. They still have a huge streaming community, including you and I as part of it. And Mixer's going by the wayside to go to Facebook Gaming or be partnered with Facebook Gaming and giving that up.
Twitch is definitely sitting pretty. They did kind of destroy. Twitch is still under a lot of fire, though, is the problem, right? The way that they handled Ninja leaving was crap. Shroud still has a good relationship with them, so I have a feeling that Shroud will go back. But I've worked with Amazon in the past on a business level on previous jobs I've been at, and I kind of know how they deal with situations. So my gut feeling is that the reason why maybe Ninja didn't end that well was because of the way that Ninja had handled it. Like I'm actually giving Amazon and Twitch the benefit of the doubt as far as that's concerned, which I don't usually do, because Amazon to me is very much like trying to take over the world. So, but I think that I still think that Mixer paying the big bucks to get those streamers was insanely good for video games, because it put all that good publicity out there of people taking gaming and esports seriously, because they're like, oh my god, this one dude that literally just records himself playing video games all day got this $10 million contract deal, which I think is really good. Now they're more on the line with like a professional athlete in the NFL.
Yeah,
So,
I think my problem with it though is that it failed. Like, yes, was it a good thing to start? But look at what happened because of it, and not necessarily because that was the case. But
that's not the reason why. No way. Dude, the reason why is because Mixer sucked. Mixer, like, they never did a single thing different than Twitch. They had this cool idea, which I wanted to bring up too, Hype Zone, which is kind of like NFL Red Zone for video games, which is great idea. I thought it was awesome. But beyond that, they did jack. They literally did nothing, because, and you can read a lot of articles on this too. They're like, okay, Ninja, here's your money. Okay, Shroud, here's your money. Okay, King Gathalion, here's your money. All right, we got all these big streamers. All right, that's it. We're good. They're just gonna do their thing and pull people in. No, you gotta market. You gotta do things. You gotta get out there. They didn't help their content creators out, and I think that's why so many people left with a bad taste in their mouth. Not to mention they kind of announced that they were closing on a tweet. Just saying That's how they did it. So that's a little like
That's the new world, brother.
yeah, that's a little messed up if you ask me. But
yeah, I get that.
I don't know, man. They just didn't do anything. Now I will say, I think that people will look at it like that sometimes and say, well, it didn't work for Mixer. We're never going to offer big contracts again. And that's really unfortunate. So I really hope that doesn't happen. But at least for a solid 2 years, people did look a little bit different towards esports and streaming and contracts as a whole. So hopefully it's a net positive as far as gaming is concerned.
I believe it will be in the end, especially if things like that come to light.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty rough, though, that they are letting them go on their contract. They get all that money, and now they're free agents, baby. Yeah. They can do whatever they like.
Oh, that's what I was listening to someone stream, and he's like, wow, I wish I only had to do my job for 8 months and get $10 million and then just leave.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally
crazy.
what happened to Shroud. Shroud, I think, was on for 6 to 8 months, and then he just gets paid $10 million and then pieces out. So
yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Depending on how he invests all that, he might not have to do anything ever again if he really didn't want to. I mean, I think he'll still do it.
Well, why not play video games for the rest of your life?
Well, I mean, he was doing that anyways.
Yeah,
though.
Exactly.
That's the whole thing. And I do also have to say, wow, we've jumped right into this conversation without thanking everyone for coming aboard and giving us a 5-star review.
Oh God, we forgot.
So I'm gonna do that now. As you can tell, we're 10 minutes into the podcast, basically.
It's okay. It's okay.
But thank you guys for joining us, and we hope that you are enjoying the conversation so far. And give us 5 stars, give us a good review, all that fun stuff. And now back to the show. All right.
Oh well, one thing we didn't address though with this Mixer thing.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So Facebook. So Ninja and Shroud actually both turned down Facebook because everybody, whoever's listening doesn't know, Facebook essentially bought out all the contracts on Mixer, and they have this deal where everybody's going to go to Facebook, and it's a they didn't release this publicly, but you can kind of tell it's a buyout because Mixer.com will redirect about 30 days from now to Facebook Gaming, which you don't get a redirect from a Microsoft website to a Facebook website unless some kind of deal was worked out. So, but Ninja and Shroud very specifically took the money from Mixer and declined to go to Facebook Gaming. So that tells me that both of them have no faith in Facebook Gaming, or maybe they wanted to, wait out for a bigger deal.
Or maybe they just don't like Mark Zuckerberg.
Or maybe they just don't like Mark. I don't know.
Well, okay, but I think it's more of they don't like Facebook Gaming because reports coming out, and I think Forbes was one of them, stated that there were contracts issued to those streamers for more money than their original contracts. Mm-hmm. So if he was getting paid, let's go to Ninja for example. Let's say he signed a contract for 3 years for $30 million, $10 million a year. Mm-hmm. The report would be that Facebook Gaming was willing to give him another 3-year contract for $60 million. Mm-hmm. So that's $20 million a year, basically doubling his money. There's no official number there, but Forbes made it seem like that the money given to them was very good, more than just the original contract. So
I don't think they have faith in Facebook Gaming. I think that's why.
So I believe you have faith in something, though, and what you think might be the next big thing in regards to where they may go, especially Ninja, since there's kind of been bridges burned on Twitch. Yeah. What was your thoughts? Because you could be breaking news right now without even knowing it.
Yeah, let's hope. So I think because of Ninja's history with Twitch, I think that he and him turning Facebook Gaming down, he very likely will go to YouTube. I think that that's really smart on his part too. Facebook Gaming, and actually I'll get into the difference between the three in a second, but Shroud, I think, will go back to Twitch because he had a pretty good relationship with Twitch. There was no bad blood or anything like that. Now, there is a small chance that they go to Facebook Gaming still, and maybe they were just holding out for like a bigger contract deal. So that might be, but I highly doubt it, and here's why. I think that these three, I think, will be around for a while. YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and Twitch as like gaming streaming platforms. I think they both have their niche, and here's the niches. Twitch is Twitch. Twitch just has the audience, the following. They are the gaming website. They have a ceiling that is astronomically high, that the sky's the limit. You can become famous on Twitch. Facebook Gaming it's easier to get established, right? Because you have 2,000 friends that you grew up with in your childhood already that'll probably watch you at some point, but the ceiling is a lot lower. Like, you can only get so big on Facebook in comparison to Twitch. YouTube has SEO on their side. YouTube has a ginormous search engine that anybody can be found doing. And like when I started my YouTube channel, I started from zero. But just putting the right search engine optimization in the videos makes you discoverable. Twitch has zero discoverability. Twitch, you if you have 0 viewers, you are 5,000 pages down at the bottom, especially if you're playing Fortnite or a big game.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah, forget about it.
So that's where all of them fit into their niche market, right? And so I do think that YouTube has a similar high ceiling as Twitch. Plus, Ninja already has an established YouTube channel with millions of followers. And,
right, so he could jump right in.
Yeah, exactly. And then Shroud, Shroud can honestly go anywhere, but I think Shroud will go to Twitch because it does have a higher ceiling. And he already has, like I said, no bad blood or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. It's going to happen soon, too. I'm curious to see.
July 22nd.
July 22nd is when it permanently shuts down? Oh, so that might be when they actually announce like where they're going to go, too, because they haven't said anything yet. Like
and I'm sure they're working it out. Think about it. I mean, they have basically 20-something days now.
Yeah.
To be able to get something done, less 20 days. So about 2.5 weeks, I think.
So do we want to do this in memoriam quick? We're gonna go through some of the top streamers.
So guys, we decided that it was time to do, because when you watch like TV shows and stuff, not necessarily, but like award shows and things, they have an in memoriam for all those who have gone by and passed away. Well, granted, they're not dead, but they're dead to Mixer, right? So we've decided to go through some of the top players that were, I don't know if all of them were exclusive to Mixer, but the majority were. And so we're just going to go through real quick and announce the name and how many followers they had on Mixer. So
I feel like we should have the Titanic music playing in the background.
We're gonna have some royalty-free music playing in the background for this, and then we're gonna do some post-production where you're gonna see their avatars or whatever they had on Mixer. But you know what's funny? I actually am going to play the music in my background so I can hear it as I'm announcing who they are. So that way I can kind of sync up with it. So I'm going to play the music in the background right now.
Well, it just stinks that we can't actually play Titanic because of, all those copyright strike issues right now going on in the Twitch industry.
And I'm going to use my announcer voice for all this. So you're going to hear the announcer voice.
Let's get it.
Okay, you ready?
Hell yeah.
In memoriam for Mixer, Ninja, 3.2 million followers. Shroud, 1.2 million followers with over 25 million views. Favorite game? Escape from Tarkov. The Greg, 800,000 followers. Favorite game? Fortnite. Ship, 700,000 followers. Fortnite.
I wish people could see your face while they're doing this. Like, if you gotta check out the YouTube video.
But we're gonna have the things on here too, guys. And by the way, Ninjas was also Fortnite as well. Now I don't know if Justin's crying because of how funny this is, or because he's really sad. He's really sad to see these people go.
I'm gonna go with the first one, the former.
Jared, FPS, 450,000 followers. Favorite game? COD. That's Call of Duty, if anyone doesn't know.
Yeah, I was using the fish.
King Goliathan.
Gathalion.
Gathalion. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Like Jared, or Jordan, or Jordan. 4.9 million views. Favorite game? It's not listed.
Oh god.
Finally, this one's personal.
Shout out.
The CD Johnson, over 5,000 views. 440 followers. Favorite game, Destiny 2.
Who has now moved to Twitch, if you guys want to check him out.
He's moved to Twitch. Also, in memoriam, Paladins, an exclusive game streamed exclusively on Mixer.
Well, for esports.
For esports. We want to thank everyone who played games valiantly for Mixer and thought that signing those contracts was a good idea and that they would become even more famous.
Well, it was for their pockets.
On Mixer. With probably over $50 million spent on all of these individuals.
Oh, way more than that. Almost 100 probably. More than that.
Remember, kids, if your parents say video games are stupid, just show them this and say, hey, Mom, these people played video games and made millions of dollars.
Yep.
And now they don't even have to work anymore. And they still got all their money.
Seems like a good deal to me. Oh, God. Oh.
We thank you all.
And
Godspeed.
All right. So now that...
All right, guys, that was our in memoriam section.
I do just want to give one shout out in memoriam to, again, the Hype Zone, because I do hope that Twitch adopts that idea specifically, because I do think it was a great idea. Essentially, for you guys who don't know, I said NFL Red Zone, but if you don't know what that is, essentially they have an algorithm
greatest
that
thing
detects,
ever made.
Yeah, they have an algorithm that detects kind of where the action is at that time. So if there's a minute left in a round and it's a close game, or somebody's on a triple kill or something, it'll swing over to that game and that streamer, regardless of how many viewers they have, right? So this is another way. I said Twitch had no discoverability. This is another way for smaller streamers to get noticed if you're really good at the game. So I love that idea. I think it's great. So I hope that Amazon invests in that, something like that for Twitch. So.
And guys, we hope you enjoyed the in memoriam section. We plan on trying to do a little bit more comedy stuff here and there as we go along, trying to mix it up. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and laughed as hard as Justin did.
Dude, that was great
during that. And I have different voices that we can do. That was my announcer voice, basically, and it seemed like it did its job. It was impactful.
Oh, it was good. It was very impactful. I felt that in my deepest core.
Right. So I'm gonna announce Justin's games.
Hell yeah!
He's playing now. I'm gonna.
Or you can use that as your caster voice when we start casting Rivals.
Justin played the Zen card. It's good.
Something I wanted.
He strikes gold.
Go.
Hey, listen, we might be streaming Orb Rivals and be the announcers for that. So I got to kind of get that like screaming, like excited voice going like that. But anyways, you were saying, I'm sorry, I've been interrupting.
No, it's cool.
I'm taking the spotlight now. I'm sorry.
There's one thing I wanted to touch on before we switch over to, God knows there's plenty of stories right now.
The next episode.
Yeah. We have. There's something interesting too, is that, and I think that the industry might shift towards this for a little bit, and that is, instead of paying they're still going to pay big streamers contracts, right? Like Ninja will find a contract somewhere. But I think it might shift more towards the exclusivity of games themselves. So, for those who don't know, I know we mentioned Paladins on Mixer. Paladins it's decently popular, but not nearly as popular as stuff like Rocket League, like League of Legends, stuff like Hearthstone, stuff like that.
Legends of Runeterra.
I hope Legends of Runeterra is more popular. I actually don't know. So, Call of Duty, their esports are exclusive to YouTube right now. They signed that a little while ago, and I really do think that stuff like that will begin happening more often. Something like League of Legends, I want to say is exclusive to Twitch. I'm pretty sure, but then they have the VODs up on YouTube, so I don't know what kind of deal they worked out. But
it might be live. It's
live on Twitch,
yeah, right. But it's going back. Just so you know, what we're speaking to is tournaments and esports. Obviously, if you're a streamer and you want to stream Call of Duty, you can stream it wherever you want. It's just they have the licensing to do the actual paid tournaments.
And that's where a lot of the viewership comes from, right? I mean, there's a huge audience. So I think that's something streaming platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch are going to start looking more into, as opposed to just going hey, let's pay Ninja a crap ton of money to stream. Sure, Ninja pulls in 20,000 viewers every time, but being in the know with League of Legends or Call of Duty or some big esports platform, I think might actually might be the better route to go. So we'll see what happens with that. But oh my god. All right. So we got Peeps being banned. We got Peeps being sued. We got all sorts of just stuff happening in the Twitch world this past week. And you actually sent me this article in a text. What was it, yesterday?
Yep.
And I think this just dropped yesterday, actually. So this is very much recent. Dr. Disrespect, otherwise known as Guy Beahm, or I'm pretty sure he pronounced Beam, has been banned again.
Permanently, it sounds like.
That's the rumor. I'm hesitant to really say if he's banned permanently. Like, I honestly have no idea at this point.
Well, here we go. From a Twitch statement. As in our process, we take appropriate action when we have evidence that a streamer has acted in violation of our community guidelines or terms of service. These apply to all streamers regardless of status or prominence in the community. This was their statement released on June 26th at 4:45 p.m.
Yeah, and
it's very vague, but it's an official statement. Obviously, we know it's official because it's extremely vague and gives us no real idea of what's going to happen, outside the fact that he's probably been, at the very least, suspended pending investigation from the sounds of it.
Yeah, and honestly, so you kind of nailed it with the whole, we know it's official because of how vague it is. It's so, I agree 100%. It's kind of unfortunate that they have to play that card like that. I mean, it might be, honestly, I saw some other stuff. I don't know, if you're aware, but there's been a lot of people complaining to Twitch recently about sexual misconduct. And that's also going to segue into this other lawsuit that we're going to talk about in a second. But now they're investigating all of these cases of sexual misconduct. And because of how they phrased that very vague statement into, as to why he got banned, and there was also a source that said it was not copyright related because there's a lot of bans happening due to the strikes.
Right.
Due to that info, and again, we don't know if this is true. Like, I don't know if it's definitely not a copyright strike or not, but from what the lurkings of the internet have shown thus far, it's not. That leads me to believe it may be something sexual misconduct related. And if that's the case, that does lead me to believe he's permanently banned. If it's... Or go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No, okay, so I'm looking through this article that just got released 2 hours ago from Forbes.
Yeah.
And Dr. Disrespect's past troubles are well known. He stepped away from streaming for a while when it was publicly revealed that he cheated on his wife, who he is still with, and has voiced thanks for her support in this most recent situation. Then he was temporarily banned for the public bathroom incident that happened last year at E3. And yet the past weeks we did not hear any claims made about him publicly, though this isn't to say that something didn't happen privately. But what's been unfolding is clearly serious. While Twitch is not confirming the permanent ban, they have made moves that show that he is probably in some trouble. They have issued refunds to Dr. Disrespect's Champions Club subscribers. So I've never seen, nor has Forbes here says, they've never seen when, outside of Ninja and Shroud leaving for Mixer, that they would give people back money for things, like giving back subscription money. So this does imply that this could be a very long term, if not a perma ban.
I do think that, and it actually said, I'm reading another article, it says in 2018 he was criticized for performing racist caricatures while streaming. So just from his history too with the bathroom and all that stuff, although if you're to look at each situation completely objectively, in their own individual rights, no one thing that he's done looks like incredibly ridiculously bad. Even the bathroom incident wasn't like, he wasn't like voyeuring somebody or something like it wasn't like that bad. But because of all those previous incidents, it leads me to believe it's some sort of misconduct driven thing, whether it's sexual misconduct or just something on his stream that he said, maybe something on the side of racism. Because you got to understand, Guy Beahm is the actual person behind Dr. Disrespect. So if you guys look at his YouTube channel, he has some info on this. Dr. Disrespect is not Guy Beam's actual personality, right? Like, he's acting. He's very much acting on stream. So Now, granted, you could still, that doesn't mean you don't hold the actual person behind the character, responsible.
Yeah, but he also has like, I mean, that's a wig and
Yeah, that's a
fake
wig.
stuff.
That's
like,
a
he's
fake
not even
stash.
not even
Yeah.
yeah, right. It's like he's not. That's not like really him. But I just sent you the new article in our Discord as well, and I want you to put it up for our listeners on the on the podcast and on YouTube, because it's an interesting read. And somebody actually tweeted the last 30 seconds of his stream, and the person says, dude, I'm genuinely worried after seeing this. So I can only imagine what his last 30 seconds looked like with the guy saying that, but it's actually built into the Forbes article that we're going to post here, so you guys can watch it as well. But there have also been other people tweeting that they know what happened and that he may be stepping away, like he's not coming back at all. Like he's not just Twitch, but like you would think maybe Facebook Gaming or YouTube might take a shot at this guy. It sounds extremely serious, and I don't know.
Yeah, and this is the other thing I was talking about, actually, the website that you sent me. This guy Rod on Twitter, he's verified on Twitter. I don't know how accurate his info is, but he said sources: Dr. Disrespect has been permanently banned from Twitch, and then sources: it is not DMCA, which is the Copyright Association. So, I don't know, man. I think that this is interesting as well, because I personally, because in business, people do some stuff in business, okay, to get where they need to go, to get things done. I do not think it's a coincidence that after Mixer shuts down, Dr. Disrespect is now permanently banned from Twitch, if it is a permanent ban. Because what that also does is it opens up opportunities for other large streamers, because that's an entire audience that's no longer dedicated to Dr. Disrespect. So you got to think, maybe they're doing that to pull over some of those people from Mixer. I don't know.
Yeah, but you want to know, I mean, he's a niche, right? He's got his own performance art and everything like that, and people probably subscribe to him and watch him because of how he acts, and he's pretty fairly on the extreme side in some respects. I guess he's good at some of the games. I don't really know. I've never watched him. He's not
pretty
my cup
good.
of tea.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's not really been my cup of tea in regards to watching him. Not that I don't mind people like being a caricature of themselves or putting on some type of persona. It's just not my deal, quite honestly. And so I've never really followed him or watched him.
I give him credit.
I've only checked this out. I mean, he tried.
He's very you know what he reminds you, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that. I want to preface this by saying I don't think Dr. Disrespect is a better actor than Heath Ledger. Okay, so let me just preface that. Because
let's hope not.
No, yeah, he's definitely not. But he gives me that vibe of, when everybody talked about Heath Ledger killing himself after the whole Batman movie incident of him being the Joker and going crazy and stuff like that, and people were questioning if he went too crazy for the role, and that's what led to his depression and suicide, yada yada yada. That's the type of persona that he gives me the vibe of. Like, he is so into that persona that it could potentially screw up his life. And that's why I mentioned that, I just want everybody to remember that he is not actually Dr. Disrespect. He is acting, because I do give him credit. He does do a great job as far as streamers are concerned. Again, I don't think he's a better actor than Heath Ledger, but I think as far as streamers are concerned, he is probably one of, if not the best actor on stream and doing what he does. If you see some of the cuts and stuff on YouTube, it looks great. I mean, and then you see him when he's not Dr. Disrespect and he's a completely different person. So
life imitating art in some respects, I guess. So it's and depending on what actually comes out, it could be pretty sad. It could be really, really sad what happened. But to be honest with you, I just went on Twitch and
his channel's gone.
His channel's gone.
Yeah, they've been doing that. It's almost like with the bigger people now, if serious stuff happens, they take it down. Although I think permanent bans automatically lead to the account getting removed. Ninja, what happened with him, he wasn't permanently banned or anything. He just left Twitch, but they still took it down, which people were like, why did you do that? And then there was that whole, if you guys don't know what happened, Ninja left for Mixer. Amazon took his page down, completely, so it was gone, and deleted everything, so it was no longer in existence. And then people complained and said, why would you do that? Like, what the hell? So they put it back up, and then somebody played porn on it for like a really long time, and Amazon actually let it go for a while, which is another thing that people complained about because it seemed like it was up for far too long for them not to have caught it earlier. And yeah, and then now we are where we are with Ninja. So now my question is, so similar to Ninja, right? Ninja probably can't go back to Twitch. Or maybe he does. Maybe we're all wrong and he just goes back to Twitch and bygones be bygones and hey, everybody's good.
Money's money, brother.
Yeah,
Sometimes
exactly.
that's enough
Like-
to break the bread.
Like Tfue, I don't know if you know who Tfue is. He's
No.
he owns like an esports organization and stuff. He's
Yep.
but he always actually fights with Ninja. He argues with Ninja on social media. But he had this this head to head with somebody else in the esports industry. I forget the other guy's name, and they have a lawsuit currently ongoing. But Tfue did the other guy a solid and introduced him to Tom Brady, even though they're in an ongoing lawsuit, and that was that guy's like #1 hero. So I've seen weirder things happen.
Well,
Clearly,
I mean, he could be working out and saying, "Hey, maybe I can get the lawsuit."
yeah.
dropped." You know what I mean?
Maybe he'll just drop it if I introduce him to Tom Brady. But so maybe
Yeah.
Twitch just says, screw it, Ninja, you can come back. But now my concern is, okay, Dr. Disrespect, he has a history on Twitch. He has a history of getting banned. He has a history of doing stupid shit. Are YouTube and Facebook going to take him if he cannot go back to Twitch? What do you think?
Do you mean Ninja?
No. Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect? I think it depends on the allegations of what happens. I think it's one of those things where it's like once it's released what actually happened and why Twitch decided to move on, that's going to be the biggest thing. Because even when, rereading this article and looking through it, there are people who say they know what happened and don't want to comment on it yet because of the sensitivity of the nature of it. So if it's something that goes down to like a Me Too situation where he did something inappropriate to somebody or, something to that effect or, because we also have to think these people are pseudo famous now too, right? So, they could, and there's a lot of people who are trying to get into this industry now. There's tons of people, female and otherwise, that are trying to make it big in streaming. And, one of the biggest things that we both know is important in streaming is the community, right? And building a community and having a bunch of people. Well, if you could say to yourself, man, I could have somebody like a Dr. Disrespect, backing me, that gives me so much credit in the community to be able to build my streaming career. And not to say that this is the case, and anything that I say right now is just pure speculation and is not anything known. I have no idea what happened, but based on what I'm reading here, it sounds like he may have done something inappropriate with somebody, and it could be something to that effect of, hey, do you want to make it big in streaming? I can help you build your community, and here's how that could happen. And like I said, I don't know what happened. I'm not saying that's what happened. All I'm saying is that based off of what I'm reading and based off of past problems he's had, he may have fell back into that hole of, I'm going to be inappropriate and I'm going to try to use my clout and power to be that way, which is what's happened in the past.
You use
in many
the word
organizations.
clout. Gotta love it. Yeah. That's clout is that buzzword in this industry, especially, and everybody. That's why people join. That's why people with 0 followers, when they start streaming, join an esports team so that they feel like they have more clout and stuff, and that it goes from the bottom all the way up to the top, like you just said.
Yeah, but I mean, it comes down to community too, right? You're a perfect example of that right now. Okay, you're building your community within Legends of Runeterra. You're streaming tournaments. You're starting to build a reputation in the community. You're seeing an uptick in followers, things of that nature. It's because you're starting to grow within a community, and that's really what it's going to take for you to build in this place. So if somebody,
that's what people should focus on. Yeah.
But if people could give you, but seriously though, if people could give you the edge and say, hey, listen, I got a ticket to the big time right now. You could co-stream with me, or you could be one of my, one of my people that I push all of my fans over to stream after I'm done. And I can give you this exclusive right to be able to be viewed by hundreds of people or hundreds of thousands of people, some people are going to take that, and some people may get caught up in inappropriate situations to do that because they're just trying to make it in an industry. And it's going to be sad that the video game streaming market could turn into the movies, where people are really trying to do this and they're willing to go through some dark places to get to where they want to be.
I'm actually glad you said that because, dude, I think it's already past that point. I think that, like, if you look at revenue figures, the gaming industry already makes more money than the movie industry. So right there, that just shows you. I mean, that's why naturally these people in the gaming industry are becoming famous, like slowly but surely. It's like, yeah, these people just play video games. Like, what the hell? Why are they famous? But the industry makes so much freaking money that it's just naturally going to happen because those people are going to make a lot of money, and people that make a lot of money are more well-known, and more well-known people become famous. So, I agree. I think that is something that might have happened. Again, this is speculation, but I think we're on the right path. So we'll see what happens in the next month or so and see if something comes of it. But that's a good segue because this this is a very similar light is the other topic that I brought to your attention earlier this week was the $25 million lawsuit filed against Twitch. Now, this happened before Dr. Disrespect was banned. So now we got all this stuff all wrapped up in what seems to be a very similar situation. And let me, just so you guys can understand kind of where this lawsuit is coming from, I'm going to read a little excerpt of this, the actual lawsuit itself, right? Because they do have a picture of the legal paperwork that was filed for this lawsuit. And that's what I want to try to
does have some redactions, it looks like, right?
Yeah, it's got some stuff blacked out, but oh wait, hold on, is this it? Give me a second.
And I would also like to say that it looks like one of the people in the Dr. Disrespect article who says they know what happened is also in one of the tweets in this article as well. So I think we're starting to put the pieces together here, guys, and it just seems like that he's probably going to be one of the people named in this article.
So here's the deal, right? And I can't find
or going to be named in that thing.
But here's the issue.
There's a tweet. There's a person who tweeted a picture of it. I think that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, but that's not. That's a different thing.
And
that's like a letter from the guy who filed the lawsuit saying that he cares about Twitch, which is different. I'm talking about the actual legal paperwork, which I could find it if I look for it. But basically, what this lawsuit was the guy in question, which is named. So if you guys Google this, you can find the guy's name online. But he's filing a $25 million lawsuit against Twitch for he has multiple diseases. Okay, Crohn's disease, OCD. He has.
You just dropped, by the way. You were down for 20 seconds.
Yeah, you just froze too. What the hell is the issue today?
I don't know, but you're totally
when did I start freezing?
In Zencaster. I marked it 43:30.
Yeah, but what did you hear?
Nothing after 30. Last thing was I don't even remember. It was from 43:30 to about 43:50. You were out. You were totally frozen.
What was the last thing you heard from me?
I don't remember, but that's why I'm saying check 43:30. That's where it was.
Fuck this fucking thing, man.
But anyways, it's fine. All right. So anyways, keep going.
So for anybody who doesn't know what this lawsuit was, it's a $25 million lawsuit filed against Twitch by somebody who states that he has multiple diseases, right? So he has Crohn's disease is one of them. That's a physical thing. He has OCD. He has some phobias as well, and a couple other mental disorders I think were listed. Now, what he is saying, and follow me here because this is not word for word. So this is kind of my interpretation of it. But he is essentially saying, and he's filing the lawsuit against 800 plus female Twitch streamers. He is essentially saying that these female Twitch streamers are inappropriately showing, parts of their body and stuff like that, and just being sexually provocative, I guess would be the way to put that, on stream. And he also has an addiction to sex as one of his mental disorders. And he is trying to say that them streaming the way they are is exacerbating his sexual addiction condition and making it so that he is just getting worse and worse and worse and wants nothing to do but to just stay inside, watch these streamers, and it's just making his mental problems that much more worse. Which is on top of, he's saying this is all derived from COVID, having to stay in, so he uses Twitch as a main form of entertainment, yada yada yada. So he listed streamers like Pokimane. Everybody knows Pokimane. Alyssa. So all these streamers that, like, Pokimane in my eyes is a totally perfect streamer. She's great. She doesn't, maybe you could misconstrue something on her stream as inappropriate at one point or another just because she's wearing a low-cut shirt. But, like, she doesn't purposely try to do that. She is a great streamer. She's good at a lot of the games that she plays, and she's a great personality. So for him to include people like that in the lawsuit is insane. He's also saying that some of the $25 million he wants to go to charity and to be spread out amongst other Twitch people that have a similar membership as him. Like, as some... I don't know. To me, that's just him saying or doing that to make it seem like he cares, to get on people's good sides. But it's just insane that this is happening all around the same time that Dr. Disrespect might get permanently banned, Mixer shut down. So what that tells me in linking those two stories together is that possibly, even though the lawsuit was filed against 800 plus female streamers, because Dr. Disrespect was already on the line, very borderline breaking policies all the time, they were like, okay, before this lawsuit gets worse, before somebody else files another lawsuit, we're going to cut our losses now with Dr. Disrespect. We're going to find something he did recently, say bye-bye, and not have to deal with it. That's my personal opinion. What do you think?
Well, this brings me back to my time at HR classes in college. And the reason I say that is really simple, right? It's just the first things a company has to do to protect themselves is to make good faith things. And what you do is the accusers or the people that are put in the position of being the people who allegedly did this stuff, there needs to be some type of reprimand or some type of situation, whether it's suspension, stuff like that. And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take steps to kind of say, okay, if this is a problem, we need to put you on the back burner until this can be resolved, and kind of go from there.
So I did actually find the little snippet from the actual lawsuit. Like, legit, every line is numbered in the document. Like, this is legal documentation. It says, introduction to statements of facts. The plaintiff has been a Twitch Prime and Turbo subscriber for years now, whom also suffers from depression, OCD, panic disorder, agoraphobia. Do you remember what phobia that is, by the way? Agoraphobia?
Oh, the agoraphobia is the fear of going outside.
Oh, okay. So there we go. That makes sense. And Crohn's disease. And because of these maladies, he heavily relies on the internet for all of his entertainment purposes, as many others do during this difficult time. And due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many people, in all caps, have to stay home for entertainment and are quarantining themselves, including the particularly vulnerable children. As for the plaintiff, he only leaves his house for Inflectra infusions, having to deal with his Crohn's disease. Otherwise, he's always on the computer, constantly using and watching Twitch. Mr. Estevillo, which is actually the guy's last name, I forget his first name, suffers from sex addiction due to his obsessive compulsive disorder that makes him obsessed with sex and compulsions. Twitch has, which that's new, he has OCD, which makes him obsessed with OCD. Did you catch that? He due to his obsessive compulsive disorder that makes him obsessed with sex and compulsions. He's obsessed with being obsessed. I don't know how that works. I'm not a doctor or anything, but that's interesting. Twitch has extremely exacerbated his condition by displaying many sexually suggestive women streamers through Twitch's twisted programming. That's word for word, twisted programming, and net code, making it nearly impossible for the plaintiff to use Twitch without being exposed to such sexual suggestive content. So that's interesting, right? And twisted content like that makes it sound like it should be in a like a horror movie. Like Twitch does not have twisted content. Like, let's be honest. I mean, yeah, are there some girls? I'm not gonna lie. There are some girls out there that will totally be very on the line, just like Dr. Disrespect in other respects. No pun intended. And they're all out there because they want to make it big, just like girls on Instagram. You know, they'll take some clothes off and take pictures to try to get more followers, more likes. I get that. So maybe we could get rid of some of those on Twitch. Okay. But like Pokimane, Pokimane, like what? Have you ever seen Pokimane stream?
No.
She's like, she's great. Like she doesn't, what, like it just blows my mind. So I swear, if people like Pokimane and some of the streamers that are legit female streamers get banned because of this or fined or something, I'll be very, very disappointed at Twitch and just the community in general. I mean, for somebody to really do something like this just seems so insane. But $25 million, folks, for being obsessed with being obsessed. So that's and a lot of other things.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's sad, but it you know, and I hope that person's okay. At the end of the day, too, I'm sure some of those things are legitimate, and that's part of the reason why they're having the problems that they're having. And so it's
listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he doesn't have those issues. I'm sure he does have OCD. I'm sure he does have Crohn's disease. You know, those are very hard. I had a friend with Crohn's disease when I was younger, and I know it sucks. And agoraphobia, if it is what you're saying, which is fear of going outside, that sucks. I mean, video games, I will say, 100% would, I imagine, help that, right? In my opinion, you know, it makes you feel at home, makes you be able to socialize and join a community, which, here we go, is like a perfect reason why games are awesome. So definitely not trying to make a joke of any of the diseases that this kid has, and I do wish the best for him in regards to that. But I don't know, man. I just think the way he's going about this is not cool.
Yeah. So the initial definition of agoraphobia is extreme or irrational fear of entering open or crowded places, of leaving one's own home, or of being in places from which escape feels difficult or is difficult. So that's basically, you know, the fear of leaving your home, basically. But who knows? And it is what it is. So, I mean,
I honestly hope that kid somehow feels better and is able to get over some of those issues that he has. I hope that video games have helped him with that, but but that's what kills me, especially because video games have probably been integral in allowing him to stay sane and stay inside and have friends. He's basically attacking the same thing that's probably helped him so much over the years. And that's what kills me. I don't understand that. So
yeah, you know, I think it just comes down to he feels that, you know, that they're not taking care of him the way they used to take care of.
Well, he probably feels trapped now with Twitch, right? Like I can see a world where having those diseases and disorders would legitimately, you know, give you an addiction to watching these girl streamers. Like I can see that, and I can picture that. But I don't know, man. I just, it just seems a little out there. But so back to my initial point though, right? Is all of these are happening at the same time, and I really am curious as to what order did they truly happen in, like the dates, like literally the actual dates, because I think that matters a lot. Was the lawsuit filed, and then Dr. Disrespect was banned the next day, and then Mixer closed down the next day? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like these all kind of have to do with each other a little bit. Like, I wonder if this is just an idea I'm throwing out there. Maybe Mixer was included with this kid's lawsuit and was one of the reasons contributing to them shutting down. And now because they're shutting down, it's just removed from the lawsuit. I mean, that's a really far out there idea.
No, you would see the initial lawsuit would have named everybody, even if
probably,
because technically they're still in business. So
that's a good point. And they are Microsoft owned. So right. I don't know. I just think that this is a little too much coincidence for all this to happen at the same time. So very curious to see what comes up from all this in the next couple of weeks.
All right, guys. Well, you know what? I think it's time for a little positivity. And what's more positive than your favorite segment of the week? Ruffhouse Deals.
Oh, yeah. Let's get it. Soup for this week. So what do we got this week?
Yeah, so this week we have some stuff coming out on July 2nd, so just before the holidays. So if you want to start your 4th of July off with a bang, you can with these games starting on July 2nd. Conan Exiles and Hugh. The former is an online multiplayer survival game, and of course a Conan the Barbarian game that released back in 2018. So the latter is an award-winning puzzle adventure game that debuted back in 2016. So you got basically an MMO survival game, and you got a puzzle game. So these games are going to be downloadable starting July 2nd. They will be available until July 9th, and then after that they'll be put back to their normal prices. So if you're interested in Conan Exiles or Hue, they're available starting July 2nd, and they'll be there until July 9th. So pick up those games if you so feel the need to.
So
they are on the Epic Game Store. You will need the Epic Game Store launcher.
Okay, so all right, I know we've had this launcher discussion before. So I do want to mention one thing that I want to give credit to the Epic Games launcher for. So as I know, here we go, right? So as much as I give them shit for being an additional launcher, and I still think they should just roll up into Steam, I have gotten, and I don't know if I just disable my Steam notifications, maybe Steam does this too, I don't know, but I've gotten a lot of notifications as of late for the Epic Game Store having free games available. Does Steam do that and push notifications to your desktop?
Nope.
No. So
that's what I'm aware of.
Okay. So if Steam does not do that, I give Epic credit because daily I get an alert on my computer to my desktop, so I always see it, that says, hey, click here, download this for free. I am never going to complain if something pops up on my desktop, ad or otherwise, that gives me a full game for free. So props to Epic Game Launcher for doing something worthwhile that I think if you do roll up into Steam, Steam should take that from you and definitely try to push out some notificaciones for the free games. So,
right.
All right, and finally, we are back to going over some of the games that are coming out. Now, what I wasn't going to do this originally. List of games being released. So, what I want to do is actually go over real quick the games that came out last week that we might have missed because we didn't announce it. Now, I'm not going to go through them all. I'm just going to, kind of rattle them off real quick. So this would have been from the 15th to the 21st, the games that did come out. So these are games that, oh God.
Oh, no.
Oh God. Oh, wait, sorry. This is the 22nd to the 28th. My bad. So, because then we're going to do the 29th to the 5th. Sorry, too many dates, guys. Too many dates. So, we had the Innsmouth case on June 23rd for PC. SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on June 23rd. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, PS4 and Switch, June 23rd. Ultra Core, PS4 and Switch, June 23rd. Ninjala. That sounds cool. Switch, June 24th. Pokemon Cafe Mix, June 24th for Switch. Did you know that they are releasing a MOBA based on Pokemon? Did you see that?
I did not.
It's
no,
League of...
I think I heard something. What's it called again? Do you remember?
Oh, God. Pokemon Unite. Pokemon Unite. League
of
of Legends for Pokemon. Like, come on. Let's be... Like, that has the potential to be really freaking cool.
Depends on how it goes. Honestly, it just needs... I mean...
They need to do it right, not be gimmicky. So
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know how you do a MOBA when Pokemon has always been one-on-one battles.
Well, yeah, and that's, it'll be difficult, but it's there though, right? You level up.
It's not going to be difficult.
Skills.
It's just a choice of how they're going to let you pick your Pokemon and stuff like that. Like how League of Legends does it, right? You have a bunch you can choose from to start, and then you can either buy or earn them, right? Is that how it works? So I don't know how this is going to work, but we'll see.
I think it's actually pretty similar of a concept just because Pokemon inherently level. They have skills and abilities that you level up. And
they can evolve.
And they can evolve. So, there's things that work with a MOBA. They just have to do it right and not make it too gimmicky. So, we'll see what happens. The Almost Gone for PC Switch, June 25th. Blair Witch for Switch, June 25th. Borderlands 3 Bounty of Blood DLC. PC, PS4, Xbox One, June 25th. Are you picking that up?
I'm probably not. Honestly,
No.
I think I'm just starting to save for the
Xbox and PlayStation. Oh yeah, can't wait.
Especially since I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and I'm gonna pre-order both, and I'm gonna get them both.
I'll be doing that. So I'll be right there with you, man.
I actually have signed up on multiple stores to get the notification when they're ready, so that way I can check. Yeah, just the email that says, "Hey, just in case I miss it," and I'm gonna keep my eye out because I'm gonna be grabbing them. I don't know what store I'm gonna buy them from, but I have an idea.
God, I can't wait till July too when Xbox has their thing. Hopefully they'll give us some snippet of a release or of a price.
Especially since I feel like I'm gonna be dropping $1,500 probably to $2,000.
We don't like to talk about those things. Wait,
probably
$1,500? It should only be about $1,000.
No, because you're gonna get games and accessories too, bro. We're not just talking about the
He's
systems.
like, dude, we gotta buy like a collection of video games with it. What are you talking about?
I'm just gonna look at them and make them have them look pretty like the PlayStation 5. No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have an extra controller, depending
All right,
on
good
the
point,
situation,
good point.
a couple games, stuff
A
like
controller
that. So
dock
you
to
gotta-
charge it all. Yeah, yeah.
and
yeah.
we don't know
Yeah.
how much the systems are actually gonna cost yet. So I'm giving a rough figure of what it's gonna be for both.
I'm thinking 500. I think 1,000 combined, no matter what, and it's just plus or minus the 500 for each system. So we'll see.
We'll see what goes on.
Control the Foundation DLC, Xbox One, June 25th. Hunting Simulator 2, PS4, Xbox One, June 25th. And Mr. Driller Drillland, PC, Switch, June 25th. That's so weird. So, what do we got next? We have Space Invaders. So this is this week coming up. So from the 29th, or sorry, the 28th was also Space Invaders Invincible Collection on the Switch, June 28th. So now we have next week, which is the 29th through the 5th. Jesus, way too many dates. All right. So, my birthday actually being on the 30th, The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3, which looks actually pretty cool. I've been buying a lot more Switch games, like RPGs lately. Like, I just got Trials of Mana because it was on sale. It was one of the deals they had for Square Enix. But, so, let's see. I just want to pull this up real quick. The year 1204 of the Septian calendar, a young man named Reen Schwarzer heads to his first day of Thor's military academy, the most prestigious academy in the Erebonian Empire. Together with his new classmates in Class 7, he'll forge unbreakable bonds, face overwhelming odds, and find his place in the world. So this is just straight up kind of anime-looking RPG. Looks very, very good. So I do think that this is a game that I'll probably pick up for the Switch, and I'm buying a lot more games for the Switch than I thought I would initially.
Yeah, I mean, like, I bought the Pokemon Sword game.
I get that too.
I was thinking about Splatoon.
Ooh, Splatoon's
well.
good. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that. So yeah, there's games that are on my radar for that system still, but like I said, I think I'm pretty much going to be saving for the new systems now. I think we're in that time period where from July, if we can save a little bit each month, you'll have enough to spend.
So the Wonderful 101 Remastered, we actually went over this I think 2 weeks ago. It came out, I believe, for Steam as a downloadable game. It is now coming out for PC, PS4, and Switch as a US physical edition. We have Biped. I almost actually said Biped on Biped for the Switch on July 2nd. Biped is a co-op action-adventure game with a strong focus on moment-to-moment collaboration between two players. Two little bipedal robots, Aku and Scylla, will walk side by side and embark on a fun and bonding journey. You control the robot's two legs using two sticks. This allows you to perform various moves from simple walking and sliding to more advanced actions like operating machinery or cutting wood. Enjoy the adventure solo or grab a friend or family member and have a blast together in co-op mode. Communicate and coordinate to conquer challenges together and find out how good a pair you truly are. This definitely seems like a different type of game. All right, this one I'm kind of excited for. Don't know if I'll get it. I do have PSVR. Marvel's Iron Man VR for PlayStation VR. Without reading this description, I'm sure you guys can imagine what the hell this is. In Marvel's Iron Man VR, the player who suits up as the genius inventor Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, and who the hell does not want to be Tony Stark or Iron Man? Can we just really? Can we get an F in chat? All right. So confronts ghosts from his past, powerful forces who seek to ruin him and everything he stands for. By fully embracing the magic of PlayStation VR, players will come face to face with iconic allies and supervillains as they jet around the globe on a heroic mission to save not only Stark Industries but the world itself. Seems like that would be a pretty fun time. That seems like it'd be. You ever go to like Universal and do the fly high thing, the soaring over California or whatever?
No.
You ever? They have this ride where you sit in the chair and it tilts you down, and you have a giant screen in front of you, and and you have wind blowing in your face, and it looks like you're hang gliding through California. It's freaking amazing. Nope. I imagine this would feel similar.
Okay.
So that comes out July 3rd. And then we have the EU physical for the Wonderful 101 for Europe comes out July 3rd. And Castle Kong finally comes out for Switch on July 4th. On 4th of July, and I will tell you, this game, I just told Joe earlier, this literally looks like old school Donkey Kong, where you have to jump over the barrels as Mario and the monkeys at the top. Like, I'm old school Donkey Kong, had a baby with Burger Time, and this game popped out. And to the point where there's actually a picture of like chicken, I think, or pies going through conveyor belts. So there's actually food involved with this too. I don't know. And there's a chef down in the bottom. It looks like he's killing chickens, poor chickens. So
yeah, and just so you guys know, on Steam right now, it's free to play.
oh, really? Is it? What is it? Is it in like beta or something? Or
No, it just says free to play. I wanted to look it up because for those who don't know, it is definitely because it's coming out on Switch, and people may think that it has something to do with Donkey Kong.
oh, it's just already out on Steam. Okay, gotcha.
It's not. It doesn't look like it's not a Nintendo game.
No, it's not.
So it's not. You're not going to see Donkey Kong in the game, even though it's called Castle Kong.
No, and I want to imagine that's why they named it like that, is to try to, because it very much gives you that feel. So people might just buy it because of that. So
also, it's published and developed by a company called Drowning Monkeys. So that also could be the.
yeah, Kong. Yeah, I like the I like that company name though. So that's it. That is today's episode. This week's episode.
Wow. Yeah, that's it, guys. Wow, thank you so much for going on this journey. Thank you so much for saying goodbye to Mixer with us, even though they're still around until July 22nd. But we wanted to say goodbye in the right way.
Goodbye,
and I think our in memoriam
farewell.
our in memoriam really touched upon some of the people massively affected by this move. So we didn't get to everybody, but those we did
there's
get
a laundry
to.
list.
We hope you have a safe journey to your new streaming world, whether it's Twitch, Facebook gaming, YouTube Live, whatever the case may be. YouTube gaming. I don't know if they call that yet that year now or not. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming along, and we will see you next week on Game Wild.
Oh yeah. Have a good week, everybody.
Peace out.